is Digivation Network. Experience the revolution.
It's good to have you on the show again today. Digivation Network, Africa's first and biggest innovation and business enterprise show on television. And I am Bayero Agabi. You can be part of the show by reaching us via the content numbers and social media handles on the screen. Or better still, just visit our website www.digivision.com.ng. First on the block is the desirability of electronic voting in Nigeria. You will also be treated to a very entertaining DigiGist plus our guest of the week, Professor Ademola Abbas, on promoting business and investment opportunity in Lagos. Stay with us, but first is our engineering news from Nigeria Society of Engineers annual lecture and awards and the issue therein, plus issues and development that made news in the past 1 week.
It was a day of clamor as the Nigerian Institute of Mechanical Engineers, Lagos, a division under the Nigerian Society of Engineers, held her annual lecture and awards in Lagos with the theme, Starting a New Business, Challenges Facing the Engineers. Welcoming the audience, Engineer Johnson Akiwande, Chairman NSC Lagos branch, said the branch is committed to raising young entrepreneurs. He added that he is more passionate in breeding entrepreneurs, especially as Nigerians. He also emphasized that starting a new business is all about brilliant ideas and not making the money.
Starting a business is not actually money, it is idea. But people say that after getting the idea, I don't have capital. That's why Madam is here. And the lecture of today is geared towards that, how you can be an entrepreneur, start your own business, let money work for you. You don't work for money. That's how I go, and it shall come to pass.
Giving her lecture on the theme, Starting a New Business, Challenges Facing the Engineers, the Executive Director Transcorp, Mrs. Owen Ejiafo, has this to say.
Getting money is difficult, but you can get money. If you give me 100 naira, you give me 100 naira, you give me 100 naira, what has the person giving me? Hello? Each person has given me what? 100 naira. Is your 100 naira going to be different from the other 100 naira? If you look at it. So have your business plan. What is a business plan? Let's leave this big name. It's just it's simply a plan that talks about what you want to do, right? Breaking it down to the basics of saying, I will sell 10 or I will deliver 10 phones. Sorry, I'm always using phones. They see me, I'm not doing free marketing, even though I don't have your phone. I will deliver 10 phones and so I will produce it at 100 naira, right? And I will sell it at 150. Before I add my salaries for my staff, pay my rent, do this, do that, I will make 10 naira on top of each phone I sell, right? If I'm able to sell this money you give me, I can repay it and so. That's what your business plan is.
High point of the event is the presentation of awards to those who have contributed immensely to the development of the engineering profession. Hello and welcome to DigiGist. I am Ugochi Emmanuel. Today we are at the Eco Hotel, venue of the China Home Life Expo. Well, the exhibition just started. Come with me and let's see what they've got to offer us.
I'm seeing a lot of stuff that will appeal to a lot of Nigerian consumers and retailers as well too. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really good fair. I'll also be interested in seeing whether Nigeria is also going to go over there and do a Nigerian fair to showcase our Nigerian products that we have, because a bilateral trade agreements are almost much better than just one way.
The exhibition is just a platform to introduce what is made in China with the view that they may have Nigerian counterpart are now under local content and the free zones operations. They can now set up their own factories and actually produce for Nigeria and also export to other neighboring countries, taking advantage of the Nigerian, I think, conducive business environment which is being set up by the government of Nigeria now. The policy in Nigeria is about local content now. The focus is not importing what is finished product, but coming in with your finished product, exhibiting to Nigerians, and Nigerians will now look at it and utilize the local content, which requires a partnership in Nigeria, so that you can now relocate your factory in Nigeria and produce and also take advantage of Nigerian market and of course the African market. So it benefits Nigeria in many facets. One is an investment attraction. Two is an industrialization strive to develop the capacity of Nigerian industrial base.
Wing Lighting Company Limited from China, Guangdong province.
Okay.
And we are specialized in lighting and solar products for around 13 years.
13 years.
And we produce solar lighting just like this, solar all in one street, also just like this.
Okay.
And we use solar industry technology as well as LED lighting, saving energy technology together. So we are coming here for Nigerian market because Nigerian market is potential and it's good. And we come here to seek the partnership. Maybe we bring also the delegation of the business from my hometown, maybe to seek the chance of investment here. Nigeria is good market and we like Nigerian market and we already had many good friends already.
All these people you are seeing here today are from China. And this is the first time they are coming. These industries, those individual products are brought to Nigeria first. There have been others that have been here. Those ones are not exhibited. Those ones we are here today, Nigeria is definitely going to benefit from that because Nigerian government, government of Lagos State, Mr. Kimambodi, is somebody who goes around over the world and bring back all the goodies from other advanced countries back to Nigeria here, particularly Lagos State, for Lagosians to benefit and Nigeria at large.
Yeah, it's not all about technology. Let's go to the section where women really love, and that has to do with the hair, the accessories, and or stay tuned. We have come to the end of this segment, Digigist, for this edition.
This is Digivation Network, Africa's leading innovation and enterprise show on television, and I'm Bayero Agabi. You can reach us via our handles on the screen for details. And now, as the world continues to grow in digital activities and embracing innovation on all fronts, politics has also not taken a back seat in this drive. This has in recent times made electronic voting a major issue of debate in many nations. In this special report by Friday Otuya, he examines the adoption or otherwise of electronic voting in Nigeria.
You program it before.
When they program, it will not take time. It will just be said. We will do it.
There are few things that bring Nigerians together the way that voting and elections do. And when we talk about elections in Nigeria, we talk about the struggle for the power to determine what happens in the society. And because it is a struggle, people sometimes go the extra mile, including rigging, in order to manipulate the outcome of elections.
In a country like Nigeria, where there is what scholars call low level of institutionalization, stakeholders tend to use resources at their control in the contest for political power. And as Samuel Huntington said, the wealthy will bribe, the students will riot,
The workers will strike, the mobs will demonstrate, and the military will coup. Of course, this depends on the extent to which political parties, candidates, and other vested interests now try to mobilize and to win power at all costs.
Since 1923, Nigerians have voted in various elections, but not without various malpractices and voting manipulation. And it was this factor that prompted the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to call for the aid of technology.
From our own experience in Nigeria, I have no doubt that technology can play a tremendous role in improving efficiency and effectiveness in election administration, as well as in bringing transparency and integrity to the overall electoral process. There are so many areas where use of technology can add tremendous value.
Technology is disrupting the analog and conventional ways of conducting elections. Many nations now employ different technology to maintain the credibility of the voting process.
I think technology offers us the opportunity to apply 21st century solutions to real problems that are faced by election administrators around the world. Things such as problems related to voter registration, more efficient election processes. In terms of the voting process, it can help with accuracy and speed.
It will take the human element out of the counting of the votes because mistakes happen. And I've seen votes counted and votes miscounted. But with technology, you do get 100% accuracy.
A quick look at some of the provisions for digital technology in the Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2018 show that some of the proposals would set the nation on course for e-voting along with global best practice if passed into law. In March 2018, Sierra Leone became the first country to use blockchain technology to verify votes in an election, a pointer to the fact that many countries will continue to adopt technology in their voting systems.
Bottom line, what technology can do, it can prevent fraud, it can improve trust in elections, and make it easier for voters. So whether it's a relatively modern, wealthy country like South Korea, or it's a poor one in Haiti, or it's places like Kenya, and places like Kyrgyzstan. I mean, the introduction of technology has actually advanced the cause of democracy and improved the trust in the process by the voters themselves.
Whether or not Nigeria adopts e-voting in the near future is up to the government. Yes, there are challenges, but the global trends show that the country cannot swim against the tide. Nigeria must therefore harness the benefits of technology for free, fair and credible elections. Friday Otuya reporting for Digivation Network.
Hello, I am Bayero Agabi, welcoming you to this new ride, a digital ride that takes you into the lifestyle experience of innovation, tech impact and new business frontiers. This is Digivation Network. On a weekly basis, we keep you well informed of developments and trends. Now the tech ecosystem is impacting politics, business, public and private enterprise management, plus how the new digital life can transform your business. I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
Still to come, Professor Ademola Abbas, our guest of the week, speaks on promoting businesses and investment opportunities in Lagos. Stay with us.
Hello, I am Bayero Agabi. Welcome you to this new ride, a digital ride that takes you into the lifestyle experience of innovation, tech impact, and new business frontiers. This is Digivation Network. On a weekly basis, we keep you well informed of developments and trends. Now the tech ecosystem is impacting politics, business, public and private enterprise management, plus how the new digital life can transform your business. I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
If you have just joined us, this is Digivation Network, your leading innovation and enterprise show on television. I am Bayero Agabi. Now to our guest of the week, Professor Ademola Abbas. Professor Ademola Abbas is the Special Advisor on Overseas Affairs and Investment in Lagos State. In this chat with Ugochi Emmanuel, he spoke on promoting businesses and investment opportunities in Nigeria. That is in Nigeria's commercial city, Lagos State.
How far will you say that the government has actually gone in attracting foreign direct investments in the States?
Well, thank you. Let me, welcome you formally to my office.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure. As you know, the competition for foreign direct investment, or FDI, is highly essential, extremely tough, because you have a lot of states within the country and also countries in the continent and worldwide competing for the same thing. But I think we've done pretty well since we came into office in 2015, and I think it's fair to say that in the last 3 years or 4 years, we've attracted more FDIs into Lagos State than Lagos State recorded probably in the previous 16 years before we came into government. So in terms of quantum, I think it's been a kind of quantum leap. Wow. We've done pretty well in that regard.
Okay, if I may ask you, would you say that the Office of Overseas Affairs and Investment has actually performed to the expectations of the governor?
Well, thank you very much. I mean, that is like asking me to rate myself.
Exactly.
I think I'd rather leave it to you as the ultimate consumer of our services, that is investors and so on and so forth, to rate our office like any office so that we don't become not only subjective, also very vain. But in a way, I think there's no gainsaying the fact that the office was established to be a focal point for investment coming to Lagos State, basically, and also to be able to anchor the overseas activities of Lagos State. And I think in those two broad regards, the office has been able to deliver on its mandates. Almost 90% of investment that come into Nigeria come into Lagos State, pure and simple. And in the last 3 years or 3.5 years, even as recently as the last 2 months, we've witnessed a plethora of activities in terms of overseas affairs, in terms of foreign dignitaries, foreign heads of states, prime ministers coming through to Nigeria and also coming to Lagos State.
China recently came into the country, and yes, Buhari is even China at the moment, in collaboration with them, having a business meeting, if I may say. How profitable will it be to Lagos State especially, and to citizens?
Well, thank you. The first thing you have to understand is that there is a lot of bilateral relationship between Nigeria and a lot of countries worldwide.
Exactly.
Whether you are China, you are Japan, you are Germany, you are UK, and so on and so forth. So whatever is going on in terms of meeting between Nigeria as a country and China as a country within Sino-African Summit context, which obviously involves a lot of other heads of state or heads of government in the continent of Africa, is in the continuation of the natural relationship between Nigeria as a country and whatever partners out there are willing to partner, willing to do business with Nigeria, to put it in context. So China happens to be one of those partners.
Yes.
Now, China has been very adventurous, let me say, in terms of its push, especially in Africa. We've seen an upsurge in the investment of China in the continent of Africa. That is a good thing as far as injecting the much needed foreign direct investment into the continent of Africa.
Okay, going forward, knowledge economy, ICT has become the front burner now. It's just today's global economy. Do you think Nigeria is doing enough to be part of this global trend?
Well, again, if you take Lagos State as an example, we have a lot of tech hubs developing in Yaba and other places. I mean, Nigerian technopreneurs, as we call them, techpreneurs are fantastic. They're doing a lot of marvelous things, not only in Nigeria, all around the world. And I think that has started gaining some international recognition. I'm sure that Mark Zuckerberg did not come to Nigeria 2 years ago just to come and jog on the bridge, on the street of Lagos. That to some extent, his visit was a recognition that Nigeria is going in the right direction as far as technology advancement is concerned. But you know what? Are we investing enough in it as a country? I think we're not doing badly. The first thing is for us to recognize that that is the future. We're talking about smart city all the time. In Lagos State, I mean, we've got a fantastic program here. We have coding going on, this and that, e-library and so many other fantastic initiatives at our educational sector.
How do you think this advent of the social media will impact on the 2019 election?
Oh well, that's a billion-dollar question. I think every government all over the world is a bit wary when it comes to the role of social media in elections worldwide. Yes. I mean, we are still smashing, so to say, from the 2016 elections in the US and the role played by by the social media enterprise in Cambridge precisely, this company, which I think has been folded up now. Okay. The role they played in the alleged intervention or interference on the elections. And since that, a lot of other things have come to light in terms of interference in elections beyond the United States, all over the world. I mean, Russia has been rightly or wrongly implicated or accused of playing a critical role in that. Look, what is important, as far as I'm concerned, is that social media is a great phenomenon in the 21st or 20th to going to 21st century. Sometimes you ask yourself, how did we used to communicate before WhatsApp? How did we used to communicate before this and that?
Before even the phone.
Before even the phone. But I think social media has really advanced the cost of human knowledge and human interaction. But also it has its own draw line. The world has become a global village. So monitoring, tracking and everything, have become so much easier in the era of social media than before. So the most important thing for every government to be sure of is to try to strike a great balance between its citizenry's need for social media and also making sure that you preserve the life and quality of the entire citizenry. That is important, because today now we get results, we get news and information about kids being bullied through social media. 9-year-old last week committed suicide and left a note because he was being bullied. So you have social media bullying maximally, blackmail and so many other things that social media is today being used for. So the election interference is just one of those dark alleys in which social media has pushed the world into.
Before I let you off the seats, where do you see Lagos State in the next 5 years?
Well, as they say, futurology is always problematic. But I will just put it this way. Where was Lagos when this government came in 2015? Where was Lagos before former Governor Obasanjo Fashola came in? Where was Lagos before Jagaban Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu came in? Those are questions you have to ask. Between Alhaji Lateef Jakonde and when you had Asiwaju Tinubu coming in and giving us a template of what a modern Lagos should look like. You know, we had a bit of bumps along the way, but since Asiwaju came into play and gave us a blueprint and a guide of how this state should go forward, I think Lagos has consistently progressed in the right direction. Babatunde Fashola did a fantastic job after Senator Ahmed Tinubu. My own boss, Governor Ambode, came in 3 years ago, and I think it's fair to say he has performed incredibly well, fantastically well, without being hyperbolic. I think he's done very well. In terms of infrastructural renewal development, Lagos is on the rise. In terms of FDI coming to the country, Lagos is on the rise. In terms of the international community noticing that something significant is taking place in the country, Lagos has had more than its fair share of that attention. So when you look at all these, put them together in the last 3.5 years, if you use that to project the next 4 years, and with the kind of energy that this governor has and his team, you know, has got around him, I am sure that the future is orange for Lagos. The future is bright.
Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks Ugochi there and Professor Ademola Abbas there. That is the show for the week. If you have any comment or suggestions, please send them to bayeroagabi@gmail.com, or better still, follow the handles on the screen. Until then, I remain yours sincerely, Bayero Agabi. Peace.